The topic of today's discussion is CardX, and more importantly, how to sell and market this solution. And basically, the first thing I want to talk about is what is it that we are selling? I mean, when you look at CardX, what is it that we are selling? And what came to my mind is two things. Number one is we are selling savings, tremendous amount of savings. And number two is the merchant freedom from card brands. You know, I mean, before CardX came around, one of the biggest issues I always had, and anytime I went to meetings or anybody was willing to listen to me, I mean, obviously we are on the merchant side. And for the life of me, it made no sense why a merchant would have to pay for me to get Delta miles. Why is the merchant doing it? Card brands are saying is because people who have rewards cards are bigger spenders. And that is absolutely not true. So the bottom line is CardX provides a freedom. I mean, card brands, guys, they raise the rates twice a year. They keep adding interchange to interchange, all kinds of stuff. I mean, look at interchange. It's more complicated than the chemistry's periodic table and element table. So this truly is a freedom from card brands. If the merchant says, hey, I don't care what the card brand does, okay? The beauty of this program is that it's something I encourage you to use, and it's right here. You sell $100, you see $100. This has never happened before to a merchant. When they sell $100, they don't get $100. They get $97 and change. So how do we go about selling CardX? What are the best practices? Obviously, you can do it face-to-face. You can do it on a telephone sales, or you can do a combination of two. Face-to-face, the key is your opening statement. You've talked about this many times. What do you tell someone when you walk in the business? And if you guys go to our resource center, we pretty much have all of this in there for you guys. You know, the phone script is there for you. All the rules, all the regulations are there. So all you got to do is go to resource center under the processing, go to CardX, and you can see all the information that's available for you that you can study at your leisure, okay? The presentations, the rules and regulations, all of that. If you go to BCMS University, their payment processing, okay, there's a tremendous amount of information there with CardX. This is one of my favorite ones, current clients with zero cost credit. Because what this section does, this is what should excite you guys about CardX. Not only you have a different spin that you can talk to people about, something new to offer them. In addition to that is the profitability. I mean, you look at this, and I'll show you a couple of sample statements. You know, I compare this to some of the traditional accounts that you guys have. Here's an account that does $61,000 a month. Not a huge account, but if you had this account at 20 basis points, okay, $61,000 at 20 basis points would generate you $122 a month in total residual, okay? Now, if you look at this further and scroll down, and you look at this is the actual revenue statement from Elavon, and you look at that, the profit we made on this account using CardX was $1,248. 222 basis points. So if you do this traditional account, you're making $122. You do the CardX account, the total revenue is $1,248. And the question becomes, where do you put your time? Where do you put your effort? Obviously, we do tremendous amount of traditional account, but the customer pays the fee because CardX is not working every vertical. But at the same time, in some area, it's tremendously powerful. You know, here's another one from this one's a tow truck company that does $8,500, okay? At 20 basis points, you can figure what you're making. With CardX, it's making $209, okay? So tremendously higher profit margin than than traditional account. But so we'll get back to that in a few seconds. Now, phone script, we have it for you guys, okay? And also we have email templates for you guys that you can utilize. So really everything is done for you. You know, you have your phone scripts. So if you go back here to the CardX, you have your phone scripts. You have the 3CardX template. These are email templates that has been designed for you guys, each one with different requirements, the first touch, the second touch, the third touch. So take a look at these because it's all there for you, so you don't really need to redo or recreate the wheel. And again, the key to selling CardX is obviously to get past the gatekeeper. And what I do, what I do when I want to get past the gatekeeper is I treat them like they're the decision maker, and I basically go through the entire program with them. I ask them questions because the answers that they give me will determine how I'm going to build my presentations when I do talk to the decision maker. You know what's interesting? I'll share with you guys some of the things I do on my free time. Let me show you guys. Here's the processing companies in Texas, okay? Because of our victory in Texas, we basically, Texas was a no surcharge state. We were able to win in Texas. So guess what I'm doing on my free time? I don't go after accounts, but I go after sources. I go after guys like BCMS, These are the guys that I go after. So, for example, if you see on here, you can see my notes. And what I do is I look at the company, I look at their website, and then I put a note here. And basically, this note is a great source. If you look at this note, this is their BBB information, okay? So if I look at this guy, I have the owner, I have the accounting assistant, his name is Andrew Yu, and I have his phone number. And I'm only calling companies with A-plus record. I'm not going to call somebody who has a terrible record and have them go out there and destroy our name. So this is what I do in my private time. And as you can see, my notes are here. I talked to the secretary. I left a message. I explained to them. So far, the ones in green, guys, 2 of them have signed up. So I have signed up 2 ISOs to become, in Texas, to become resellers of BCMS who are going to sell CardX. So what I tell you guys is what I truly practice myself. But as I said, I don't sell individual accounts. I go after guys like BCMS and bring them in with their entire sales force and everything. So this is the way you can sell CardX, face-to-face, telephone, combination of 2. Again, it depends on your strength. I personally like face-to-face because I have a strong personality. I know my stuff. When I'm in front of the customer, they know I know what I'm talking about. If you look at the email I sent these people, let me show you the emails I sent some of these prospects. Just bear with me. Let me bring it up so you can see how I sell. And hopefully this will be beneficial to you. Here's a sample email I've sent these people, okay? Hey, Keith, CardX Solution is by far the market leader in major trends, okay? It's fully compliant. The average margin is over 140 basis points. Visit the CardX website. So again, what I've been telling you guys all along is what I use myself. I use CardX's website to make my sale, And then last what I need to do is say, hey, if you want to know who I am, go look at my LinkedIn. All right? I'm a 25-year veteran at this industry. And then these people, I send them an email. They call me back. We connect. And so far, I've signed up to ISOs who are going to be resellers. So what I'm telling you guys in this training, not only I run this organization, but truly at heart, I'm a sales rep. So whenever I find time, guess what I do? I make phone calls. I talk to people, and That's how I get my, I keep myself sharp. But again, what are the best verticals to call on? I mean, I find it amazing that there are so many verticals that CardX works so perfectly. And then I get an email from a sales rep, hey, I need tip function because I want to sell a restaurant. And I'm like, we don't have it. Sell something we have. It's not something on our radar. It will be addressed, but right now we're signing so many accounts that we don't even have the time to do the certification of the EMV. We'll probably will get to it. But what are the verticals that really works well for CardX? And here's the sample, guys. The number one is auto industry. There's no question about it. We are cleaning up in the auto industry, major auto dealers, okay? What they do is they roll it out slowly. First they say, hey, we're going to use CardX for down payment. So they think about it. Somebody goes and buys a car, okay, and they finance the car. Then you got to come up with a down payment. And what they do is they pay that down payment on a credit card, okay? They've already been approved, okay? And most people with a great credit, when you finance the car, they don't even require a down payment. But if they require a down payment, that means your credit's a little bit weak. So guys like that who's been approved and they're going to put the down payment on a credit card, whether they want to get the rewards or they want to, they don't have the cash. So CardX is a perfect solution. So the dealership, because that down payment doesn't go to the dealer, it goes to the finance company. So why should the dealer on a $3,000 payment pay 3.5%? So auto dealers is very good. Then once we get into down payment, then they start seeing how it works and they roll it into their other departments. Automobile body shops. If I were you guys, this is one of the areas I would be calling all the time. Because think about it. My car just got hit the other day, okay? Somebody hit me in the back. The insurance company sent me a check. That's what insurance companies do now, because by law, you're free to go whoever you want. If you remember years ago, you would have to go to the body shop that the insurance sent you to. But the law doesn't allow that for them anymore. They sent me a check. They sent me a check. The damage was like $2,600, okay? Minor damage in a car accident. So I got the check written to me. I deposited the check in my bank account. Now, when I get the car fixed, guess how I'm going to pay for it?
Rewards
with my credit card. Exactly, with my credit card, because I'm going to get 3,000 miles. That 3,000 miles will buy me a ticket from Columbus, Ohio to Los Angeles. I'm back. Okay? So I got the cash, but I'm going to go to the body shop and I'm going to pay him with my credit card. So the body shop guy is going to pay 3.5%, 4%. Okay? So think about that. Body shops is a great source for CardX. Automobile repair shops. You all have seen the sign. If you don't pick up your car in 2 weeks, we will charge a storage fee. Why is that? Because some of them don't take credit cards. The ones who do take credit cards, they don't want to. It works great in the repair shops. And auto sales, transmission repairs. Okay, so auto industry by far is our number one vertical. Then you got the other industries like roofing companies. Again, the same thing. Your roof gets damaged. The insurance sends the homeowner a check, and guess how the homeowner is going to pay the roofing company with a credit card. All right. Tow truck industry. It's a great vertical. Your car breaks down in the middle of a highway. The guy shows up and gives you a tow. You pay him with a credit card. Are you even going to think twice? The fact that he's going to charge you $50 for the tow, and then he's going to add 2.5%, $1.50 to the cost to tow your car. You don't even think about it. Marinas and boat repairs. That's a great one. Of those of you who own boats, your boat's in the water, it needs repair. What are you going to do? Pull the boat out of water and take it to another marina? No, you're going to take it right where it is. Okay? Union shops. I don't know if you guys have read the latest ruling from Supreme Court. I would venture to say Supreme Court has been one of the greatest allies of CardX. Not only they made the whole thing possible, but they just made a ruling that unions cannot force people to become members of union. That's unconstitutional. Okay? So now, guess what unions have to do? They work on dues, right? We've talked to many unions and the dues that they collect. This is a perfect solution. Then you see karate studios. One of my favorite is B2B wholesale. I think that's a great vertical, large volume. They work with low margin. If somebody told you the sweet spot of CardX is average ticket of a 50 and above, okay, and a business that works on low margin. I mean, look at our business-to-business wholesale distributor. They work on 10-15% margin. And then when the companies pay them with their corporate costs, it's going to cost them 3-4%. So half of their margin goes to accepting the card. Perfect solution. Funeral homes, I'm not a fan of that. I think even though it's a good vertical, I hope none of us ever sell a funeral home. And the reason is people are grieving. The last thing you want to do is make the expense more for them. But they do sign up. And if you wanted to do it, I'm just not a fan of it. Insurance company, again, just like auto industry, is a great vertical. Because think about it. You're an insurance agent. You collect the payment of the $200 because you sold me a life insurance. And you got to send that $200 to the company that issues the life insurance. But when I pay you with a credit card, you're going to pay the discount on the entire $200, but you only get to keep like $10, $15 of it. So when you figure out your effective rate is really high. Chiropractors, cosmetic surgery, emergency home repair, these are all fantastic verticals for us. Dentists, veterinarian offices, especially, I have a golden retriever named Charlie. Whenever I go out of town, I take him to pet suites. These people, sometimes when I'm gone for like a week, I end up paying more to board him than what it costs me to buy him. So obviously people have pets, and they spend money on their pets. So if I'm going to take my dog to the same place to board him while I'm gone, and I'm paying $50 a day, am I going to change and go to another place because they're going to add $1.50 to it? No. So that's veterinarian offices, attorneys. Perfect vertical, especially when you get to criminal defense and you get into litigation attorneys, things like that. Electricians, gun shops. I mean, I don't know how many gun shops we have signed, bail bonds. So this is really the best vertical. And also, what other verticals you can pick up? And the key is, it's got to be the captive audience is the key. And also, if you remember your Economic 101 from college, there are two types of businesses. The ones with elastic demand and inelastic demand. If you guys know the difference, you want to call on businesses that have inelastic demand, okay? What is the difference? I mean, think about, for example, if you're you sell chicken, okay? If the price of chicken goes up and up and up, what are people going to do? They're going to stop buying chicken. They're going to start buying pork and beef and things like that. That product is what they call has an elastic demand. There is a sensitivity to price, okay? But then there are products that are inelastic demand, like college tuition. I'm going to Ohio State. The tuition is $20,000. They're going to add 3% convenience fee, and that falls in the intelligent rate product they have. Am I going to tell Ohio State, I'm not going to come to Ohio State, I'm going to change my college, and I'm going to go to University of Texas? No, that's an inelastic demand. Same with tow truck. The tow truck guy shows up there. What are you going to do? Tell him, no, forget it. I'm going to call somebody else and wait another 2 hours. Same with attorneys. You need a criminal lawyer. Perfect solution. Electricians, the guy comes to your house to fix your air conditioner. What are you going to do? Tell him, no, forget it. So keep in mind, and if you don't understand the term, study it. it's a product, whether it's an elastic or inelastic, and you want to go after companies that have inelastic demand. In other words, there is no price sensitivity. Same with price of gas, guys. Till the price of gas hits $4 a gallon, none of us change our driving habit. At $4, all of a sudden, something's changed. So again, this is on the Resource Center for you guys. We have some script for you that you can review. And then after that, so when we talked about what is unique about each vertical, become vertical focused. In other words, call on the same type of merchants. So why do I call on MSPs and ISOs across the country? Because I know that business. When I talk to my counterpart, it doesn't take that guy very long to realize, hey, I know what I'm talking about. Same with you guys. If you're calling on the same type of business, you're going to learn things about that business that you become expert at. So come up with 2 or 3 verticals and focus on that. And the beauty of it is, once you sign up 2 or 3 accounts, let's say you're calling on plumbers. And plumbers are great verticals. You know, your sink is leaking, and the plumber shows up, and you give a credit card. You don't even think about the 2.5%. And we have plumbers that they do, I don't know, $20,000 in volume, and we are pulling in almost $1,000 in revenue. It doesn't cost them anything to accept credit cards. We don't lose these accounts because some other sales rep walked in and offered them 2 basis points lower. Nobody else can do what we do with CardX. So you have a truly unique product. And then your presentation. You know, your presentation is very simple. You know, the way I would sell CardX is by getting statements. When you get a statement, okay, even if you're new and you cannot put the statement, send that statement to our office, and we will prepare a proposal like this for you, okay? Here's a sample statement that Kathy has prepared, and you guys all know Kathy. If you don't, you should get to know her, okay? Very simple. It's the same scenario, okay? And you tell them, hey, if you do zero cost processing, you're going to save $3,700 a month. If you do traditional processing, you're going to save $565.21 a month. Okay? And this is what brings me to the most effective close I know in our industry when you're selling CardX, and that is called alternate of choice close. In other words, when I go back to this customer and show him the proposal, very simply, I tell him, Jack, the carpenter, I can do everything the same way you are doing it right now. You are paying for people to get Delta miles. You are paying for people to get cash back. You keep everything the same. I'm going to save you $6,700 a year. But if you go to our unique platform of CardX, I'm going to save you $45,000 a month. Okay? So let me ask you, which way would you want to go? And then you just shut up and wait for the answer. What is the answer he's going to give you? No matter what answer he gives you, guess what? You're going to pull out the paperwork and you're going to start writing. That is called alternate of choice close. You basically present 2 formats to the prospect, and you ask him, hey, Mr. Carpenter, which way you want to go? You want to save $500 a month, which is, again, tremendous amount of savings, okay? Or you can go CardX and save $45,000 a year. Now, even if you go traditional, and guys, don't walk away from traditional because the customer said, no, I don't want to do CardX. Who cares? Sign up to traditional. That's $565 a month he's going to save. It's going to pay for a nice BMW lease for him. You're going to buy a car for this guy, brand new car. Why are you paying this money to Chase? This is alternate of choice close. Get as many statements as you can. You know, when you walk into business, give them your opening statement, introduce yourself, give them a background about yourself, get their statement, send it to us. We'll prepare the proposal for you. Now, keep in mind, think about how much more potent you become if you could do this right in front of the customer. The moment he hands you this statement, you just whip out your thing and show him, hey, I'm going to save you this much tradition. I'm going to save you this much. You show him the calculation. You build so much credibility. Okay, you build so much credibility with this customer that you make the sale. And that's the alternate of choice close. And the other thing, guys, that you guys got to know by heart is our guarantee. I was talking to one of our sales reps this morning. He's on the call today. I'm going to beat him up a little bit. I asked him, yeah, that's you, I'm sure. Thank you. And I asked him, what are our guarantees? And he looked at me straight in the face. I don't know. And I thought to myself, wow. I mean, I would be so embarrassed if somebody asked me, what are the guarantees that BCMS offers? And I would say, I don't know. Guys, you got to know, because that's what separates us from other companies in this industry. You know, it's funny, the gentleman from Texas, you know, he came to us from a guy named Gordon Rose. Is Gordon in the call? No. Gordon Rose, he's actually a movie producer, and he's producing a movie about the monkey business that goes on in the payment industry. And as we all know, guys, there's a lot of monkey business goes on, okay? There's a lot of monkey business. So this guy's doing a movie on what goes on in this industry, monkey business. But guess where he sends his own business and his own referrals? To BCMS. Why is that? Because we don't do monkey business. Because if you go to our website, okay, if you go under rates and fees, we have our interchange. Listed, okay, October of 2018. And if you go to our About Us, you look at our guarantees. This is what separates us from our competition. Month-to-month agreement, 100% satisfaction guarantee. Because if you're not 100% satisfied, guess what? You can go. We will never raise your rates on a Visa, MasterCard, and just interchange. Look at what our competition does. Anthony, one of our sales reps, came up to me yesterday and he showed me a statement, something I've never seen. Anthony, you on the call?
Yes.
What did it say on that statement?
It said a groovy offer for $29 a month.
On the statement, it said groovy offer, and they're charging this poor merchant $29 a month. And and then you were on the call when you guys called the merchant. What was the groovy about?
The groovy offer meant that the processor would advertise their business on their website or their page, their social media page.
I mean, think about it. They're charging this poor merchant $30 a month to put their name on some who knows where, okay? So again, we don't do any of those stuff. You guys who have a book of business with us, you know how everything is done. We guarantee our clients the lowest rate in the industry. We guarantee our clients that we will replace or repair their equipment. All they have to do is pay for shipping, as long as they're our client. I mean, think about it. This is similar to some gas station telling you, hey, Joe, bring your car to our gas stations for oil change. As long as we are changing your oil, we will warranty your car forever. Can you imagine? That's exactly what we're doing. We are offering our best customer service, and you guys who've been with us for a while or come from other processors, you know that's accurate. I will not say we are perfect, but if something goes wrong, guys, we'll do whatever in our power to take care of it. Okay? Up-to-date network and technology. I mean, look at the technology that we have, whether it's BCMS, Talic, Point, all this stuff from BCMS. Then you got CardX, and you guys are seeing that CardX 1.0. Wait till CardX 2.0 comes out in the first or second quarter of 2019. I mean, and then you look at a company like FlexBuy. We made it so simple for you guys. You know, one of the initiatives at the end of every year, I meet with our staff, and we come up with goals for next year. One of our goals was we want to make it easier for our partners, guys like you, to do business with us. That's why with FlexBuy, all you got to do is register, and then when you have a lead, send it to them. Their sales team does the selling, and you get the commission. I mean, how easy. You don't even need to learn what that solution is. And they have phenomenal solutions, guys, okay? And then the most important one is a no-term contract. We are not going to put you in a term contract. We're not going to charge you $500 when you decide you want to leave us. So this is our guarantee. And if you are serious about this industry, you got to know this, because this truly separates us from our customer. Because when you go to that alternative close and you show this to the customer and you tell him, hey, you can go traditional and I'm still saving you $565, but tell him besides the savings, here's another thing I'm going to do for you. Your equipment, you never have to worry about it. I'll never raise your rate unless interchange goes up. You know, it was so funny the other day I got an email from WorldPay. You guys know the October 2018 interchange. Nothing really changed. Everything's the same. But WorldPay sent a letter out to all their customers. Because of Visa, MasterCard increase, we are going to, the dues and assessments going to increase from 12 to 14 basis points. So they're just marking it up 2 basis points on dues and assessments for no reason. Obviously, those are not the things that we do, and you should be very happy the way we sell and we take care of your customers. Okay? Any questions so far? All right. So what are some of the common objections? When you're selling CardX, you are going to get basically 2 objections. Okay? One is, I'm worried about losing customers by charging an additional fee. And is this legal? Is this compliant? Can I do this? Okay? And again, we've provided the answers for you. The common objections, I'm worried about losing customers. Break it down. What is your average ticket? $50. Okay, let me ask you this. $50 times 3.5%. That's $1.75. Do you think you're going to lose customers who've been coming here for years and years because you're going to charge another $1.75? And more importantly, they don't have to pay the fee because they can pay with the debit, they can pay with the check, they can pay with the cash. But if they choose to pay with a credit card, that they're going to get rewards, they're going to get Delta miles, they're going to get Samuel Jackson dollars, all of that. If they choose, that's what they want to do, you know, they'll pay it. It's just like airline baggage fee. Those of you who travel, you know, when the airlines added that $25 luggage fee, everyone's like, oh my God, end of the world. Now we don't even care. Now guess what airlines do? First bag is $25, second one is $75. we pay it. You know, we pay it. And the other one is this compliant? Is this the rules? And guys, one thing you should be very, very comfortable about is the fact that CardX is the intersection of technology and compliance. Okay? In your newsletter, you see sometimes we put stuff from CardX, but if you go to the CardX's website, and this is something that really does a lot of my selling when I talk to people on the CardX, I tell them, go look at the newsroom. You go look at the newsroom of CardX, and by the way, you got to scroll way down to read our Supreme Court victory, okay? And by the way, these are earned media. You cannot buy these things. You know, this stuff that you see here, these are the earned media. It's not something you pay to get. But again, the bottom line is this. Here's our Supreme Court victory, thank God. And but if you look at the latest one, which I thought was really, really interesting, which is going to bring me to the topic here, and that is cash discounting. Our competition, because they don't have our solution, they cannot distinguish between debit and credit. So what they've done is they've come up with this gimmick, which is called cash discounting, completely non-compliant. But they say, oh, no, it's compliant, we're doing it. Here's the proof from Visa. If you look at this article that was just written by Cardfellow, which they interviewed Jonathan, the part that's really exciting, and here's the Cardfellow, the part that, they interviewed three people. They interviewed Visa, CardX, and an attorney. And you can see from the Visa statement, when asked about cash discount, this is the biggest tool that we have. Visa said that discounts for cash is different from a surcharge. The rule states that the posted price must be the card pricing. So this puts an arrow right in the middle of the only competition we have. Visa saying, hey, they're non-compliant. And guys, believe me, the fines are rolling down. Clover, they removed cash discounting from their marketplace. First Data is telling its ISOs they cannot do cash discounting anymore. And that's the reason why I'm calling people, ISOs, who are offering cash discount, because these merchants that they've signed up, there's about 2,000 merchants across the United States that are doing cash discounting right now. Every one of them is non-compliant. They're all going to be shut down and be fined. Great time for us to find out who these guys are and bring them into a compliant solution. But again, as you can see, this is the beauty of it, that for the first time, Visa has made that what these guys do is non-compliant because they advertise the price. And when you go to the register to pay, they add a fee for credit. They say you can't do that. The price that's advertised has to be the credit card price. So this pretty much kills off the only Mickey Mouse competition out there that we have, okay? So it's a great time. It's a great time. So this came from Visa itself. And then read that article, guys. Read that article because it clearly talks about, we are the experts in this arena. It clearly talks about it. It quotes Jonathan about, what is the price. And here he talks about the uniform code, what defines everything. So, again, here's the Clover that's removed the cash discount from their things, and all the states, some states, the dual pricing, how it needs to be done. So as CardX, we basically gave recommendations. And even in this article they made a mistake. They put Florida as a state you cannot do surcharge. And those of us who know, they know that's one of the states we want. We want New York, we want Florida, we want California, we want Texas. So we want all the big states. Now we got some piddly states there like Connecticut and Maine and Massachusetts. They're going to turn over too. Because if the big states are getting defeated in courts, the smaller states won't stand a chance. So I would venture to say in the next 5-6 months, it's going to be in all 50 states. And it's a tremendous tool for you guys to really learn this, get your portfolio built. We have a sales rep. I don't know if he's on the call. Is Jacques on the call? He's done a great job. He just signed up a phenomenal partner, and he's been with us for about 11 years. His BCMS's portfolio that he has built in 11 years, which is substantial. In 1.5 years, CardX portfolio generates more revenue. Now, he's got some really interesting stuff. He's got some really interesting multi-state franchises and things like that. But it's amazing. In 1.5 years, his CardX portfolio is doing more than his BCMS portfolio in 10 years. So,
Ali,
yes, sir.
Can I ask you about the state of Maine? Because I know on the CardX website it just recently switched to purple. But there are still restrictions? Is that right?
No, the CardX website, that is the holy grail. So if you go to the compliance, No, Maine is still gray.
I swear I saw purple
Yeah.
there.
No, Maine is still gray. The two states that are here, you can see, like here, that I think is these two states is available, but additional terms apply. So basically, when you look at it, guys, we've got 1, 2, 3, and 4 and 5 states: Maine, Massachusetts, and these states which we're going to get after. So this is really the compliant. Now, if you look at the government, they allow it now everywhere they are because they're governments. It's all purple. Education is all purple. With some states having modification, but businesses, this is the rules. So this is the presentation, guys. How do you sell CardX? And the last thing, I want to open it up to open question and answer. So any questions you guys have, this is the time.
Yeah, I had a question on the cash discounts. Is that for like processing companies, or is that like if you have a contractor that is charging their customer or offering a cash discount versus using a credit card?
Well, it's non-compliant. It all depends. What is the price that they advertise? If the price that they advertise is a credit card price, then it's legal to give a cash discount. Hey, you pay me with cash, I'll give you a 3% discount. That is legal. They can do that. Okay? But the problem with cash discounting is they don't want to advertise higher prices because that makes your business anti-competitive. So what they do is they advertise cash prices. Then when you go to pay with a credit card, they add the fee to it. So it becomes surcharging. That's why Visa said this is not cash discount. This is surcharging. They add the fee at the point of sale, so that falls under surcharging. You cannot charge debit. Cash discounting, you're giving a discount when somebody pays with debit, right? You can't. That's non-compliant. This is what we've been saying all along. And then you got all these Mickey Mouses out there. Oh, these guys at CardX don't know what they're talking about. Well, here you go, buddy. I was actually talking to it's interesting. Let me show you something. Sometimes I have fun with these guys. There was a lady. She obviously didn't even do research on me. But she sent me, here's my LinkedIn profile. She sent me this note. I really got a kick out of it. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, yeah. This lady sent me this note. Hey, I hope you're having a great week. I noticed you work in the CCP industry. I was hoping to connect to share some thoughts and ideas. I wanted to get your feedback on cash discount. Is it something that's worth offering to merchants? Is it profitable? What are your thoughts? So she obviously, again, this is the wrong way to do LinkedIn marketing. She just sent a blank thing to me. I didn't respond to her because obviously it's not worth a response. She sent an email again the next day. Hey, the same thing. Hey, I hope you have a great week. I noticed you work here. Same thing. Doesn't even change it. I said, okay. So I wrote her back. I said, Ms. Diaz, not sure about all the compliance issue with cash discounting. Time will tell. My main concern is that all the schmucks that are now selling this service are the ones, again, lying and cheating poor merchants. Same old players that have caused this industry to face trust issues. Leases of $49 per month with heavy cancellation fee. Time will tell. It's getting on the radar of the card brands, and a couple of processors have notified their agents that they will not board these accounts any longer. Hope it works out well for you. Why not sell a legitimate surcharging solution instead of this gimmick? I guess what? She never answered me. Now, me being the character I am, guess what I did? This is on September 12th. On September 28th, I sent her another email. I said, hey, I'm sure that you have heard about all the news about cash discounting on First Data and Clover, removing the app, and all the non-compliant fines that have been assessed. Take a look at one of my companies called CardX. First time I ever told her. It is the only 100% compliant solution. If you're interested in selling the solution, let me know. Take a look at the site, and please review the newsroom to see the thanks and have a great weekend. You didn't hear from her again. These are the schmucks in our industry, guys, that are making the waters muddy for all of us. Whoever this Berta Diaz is, let's see if I can bring her up. Here she is. Cash. What is a cash discount? Well, guess what, sweetheart? You're going to be out of business. You're going to be out of business. Okay? National Payment Processing. She's been at it 5 months. I mean, think about it. She's been in this business 5 months. She reaches out to me trying to sell that. And if you look at my profile, I've been in this industry all along, guys, 25 years. Okay? So again, I use LinkedIn tremendously. I did Sales Navigator. I go out to Sales Navigator. This is what I use. You can see the saved accounts that I have. I focus on a few accounts. These are the few that I'm focusing on. One of them is this company right here, Coastal Ridge Real Estate. Okay, Coastal Ridge Real Estate. If you look at their website, these guys own. They have 15,300 student dorms and 3,500 apartments with assets under management of $1.5 billion. How do they collect rents? Do they take credit cards for rent? So I use, again, as I said, I'm a sales rep at heart, so I use, and then if you go and look at my saved leads, these are the guys people I reach at. How interesting. Jay Harkrider, managing partner at Coastal Ridge. So that's how I go about it. That's how I go about making sales. Here's another guy I saw. I thought really interesting. He's a consultant at hospitality technology consultant, and he has senior living. You guys know what senior living is? It's basically nursing homes for elderly. My mother, who's 90 years old, lives in one of them. And these guys don't take credit cards because her fee every month is $8,000 because they provide medical, everything around the clock. $8,000 and I got to pay check. They don't take credit cards. So I want to connect with this consultant because I want him to roll out CardX to all these senior living so they can take credit cards. So if I choose to pay with the credit cards, I can do that. And what's funny is I have 203 shared connections with this guy. So whoever this guy is, there are 203 people between him and I that we know each other. So then what I'm going to do is I'm not going to reach this guy, but I'm going to look at one of these guys. Here's one of them I know really well. Gordon Rose, we talked about, the SWAC documentary. Okay? So I know all these people who are connections with him. All right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reach to one of these guys. Steve Soder's a good friend of mine. I'm going to reach out to the president of e-process. I'm going to say, hey, arrange an introduction. As opposed to me just like Mrs. Diaz who sent me that note without any study. I'm going to ask one of my connections to introduce me to this guy who's a consultant in a nursing home. And what a great thing, sign him up as an agent. He's going to go out there and sign a bunch of nursing homes, and he's going to make a bunch of money. So, again, guys, salesman at heart, even though I run 14 companies, 13, I really don't run CardX. Even though I run 13 companies, I still find time to make sales, to call prospects. What other questions do you guys have?
Hey, Ali, this is Duran.
Hey.
Do you have any suggestions? In our market up here in Maryland, neither cash discounting nor CardX has really taken off well. I mean, there are a couple of verticals that it would ideally work in, but I have never actually been into a business that was doing cash discount. I've never seen it up here. And when I've talked to merchants, the biggest objection that I'm getting is because this is a densely populated area right between D.C. and Baltimore, consumers are kind of uppity, and everyone, even the dry cleaner with a $10 average ticket, is concerned that just the idea of asking their customers to pay for it is going to chase customers away because there's 30 dry cleaners, within a 5-mile radius, and nobody else is charging that fee. So how do we kind of get over that here if it's something that really hasn't penetrated the market?
Very easily. First of all, dry cleaners. I mean, think about dry cleaners. Those of us who wear expensive clothing, okay? If your suit costs $3,000 and you're going to take it to a dry cleaner, are you price sensitive? No. So dry cleaners, the ones who are good, there's a reason they're good and people keep. You think about the dry cleaner you guys go to. The main reason you go to a dry cleaner is because they take care of your clothing. Because if you're wearing expensive clothes, you don't want to take it to a dry cleaner and have these guys destroy your Armani jacket or destroy your Gucci pants. Now, if you're wearing stuff from Target, it doesn't matter who you take it to because all you want them to do is press it. So what I would do is I would go after high-end dry cleaners. And more importantly, in that 10-mile radius, how many dry cleaners are there? 20
tons,
maybe?
Tons. Yeah.
20, 30. How about reaching out to all 30 of them and say, hey, guys, why not all of you do it at the same time? We did this with the Auto Dealers Association in Cleveland. There's GM dealer, Toyota dealer, this. We went to them and said, hey, would you be willing to do it if we got every other dealer in this town to do it? Yeah, absolutely. So guess what? We gave the same presentation to every dealer. If we can get every dealer do it, will you do it? Of course they do it. They save hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. And that's how we did it. We said, okay, I remember it was April 1, 2018, was the day that all these people got turned on. It actually was one of our partners in California who did it. It's a big agents that we have. They actually have their own sub-portfolio. They just use our sponsor bank. They're very, very established, but that's how they did. So that's the way I would do it. I would reach out to these dry cleaners. And by the way, I would tell them, hey, are people going to, because of would you say you're a quality dry cleaner? Yeah. Well, I will not change a dry cleaner for an additional $1. I mean, you guys know. I mean, how much do they charge to dry clean a shirt? $9, $10, $8, So those of us who use dry cleaners, again, to think about the auto body shops, to do the same thing with them. Daycares is another great vertical. There's 20 daycares. Reach out to all of them. Hey, you're going to roll this out across, and you guys can all save tremendous amount of money. That's the way we would do it. But it's coming. I mean, Jaron, it's just a matter of time. I mean, it truly is.
And it's funny because that's with what you said, like that doesn't fit the profile of any of the dry cleaners around here. Like they're all there's a chain called Zips that are super cheap, but they ruin everything. And I've personally had like 6 shirts ruined by them, and so the quote unquote not cheap ones are charging $3 a shirt, but most of them, are first generation immigrants that don't speak English well, and they're deathly afraid of clients leaving. So it's like you can't. They're trying to compete with Zips from a price standpoint without actually, stressing the quality of the service. And so they're in that weird middle ground where it's like, they want to be better quality but don't want the price to reflect that.
Exactly. I mean, here basically this is a digital transaction. You guys know digital transaction. I mean, read the headline. How a new ruling sets the stage for surcharge in all 50 states. And the thing is, this plays right into CardX's hand. It plays right into CardX's hands. I mean, think about it. This is payment source. I mean, these are the experts in our industry that keep writing about CardX. And The whole thing is more states allow surcharging playing right into our hands. And believe me, guys, as a company, we spend, I think the last time I saw as I said, I'm not involved with the day-to-day. Jonathan runs that company and he's doing a magnificent job. Of course, I'm biased. But they probably spend $30,000-$40,000 a month on legal representation in these states. I mean, there's a reason when we win in Texas, we win in all these places, because we have all these attorneys across the country working on this. And we have PR firms who are lobbying people and doing all kinds of stuff to make sure this thing gets done. And it was really funny. I don't know if you guys ever Google yourself, but the other day I was Googling bank certified. I'm like, let me see what's out there about us. You know, if you Google bank certified, obviously we have a lot of great stuff posted for us. But one of them was
guys, if I could add something to this, my name is Ricky Nathas. I'm from Dallas, Texas. I've been selling the cash discount program for over 2 years right now. Okay, and the company that I was with was doing it the right way in the beginning, but however, unfortunately, it did kind of go into another direction. And this company, just like Ali said, is going to fold because of what they were misrepresenting, the customers. Okay, but the states or the customers that basically have said that they are not familiar with the cash discount and they don't think that their customers would pay the little price adjustment, they already are. Because just like Ali said, we've all booked a flight online or over the phone, okay? And they charge this maintenance charge. I booked a flight from Texas to Colorado. It's an hour-and-a-half flight, and Southwest Airlines charged me a $10.95 maintenance charge. It's not a maintenance charge. I'm paying for their credit card processing, but I went ahead and still booked the flight. City municipal companies, okay, whenever you get your registration sticker, they actually give you an option, okay, because you obviously have to have your insurance card and all kinds of other stuff. And if you forget to bring cash because they don't accept checks, they give you an option, okay? So you can either, A, pay the $3.95 charge right there using your card, or you can go to the ATM machine, which they do own, okay, and you can pay the $2.50 charge, but your bank's going to hit you with another $1.50, $1.75 charge, and so you have an option, okay? And so with this, as long as you legally post it in your store, okay, that you are actually, providing this service, okay, you're not blindsiding anybody, okay? And out of 2 years, I literally was writing up anywhere between 10 to 12 companies every single month consistently for the last 2 years, okay? And so without trying to just focus on providing this program to them, talk about the savings of what they are going to be having per month and what they can do for that. Because, like for instance, I signed up a mechanic, and Ali, you're exactly correct. Auto mechanics and the auto industry is perfect for this program. This gentleman that I signed up, he had his top mechanic on a Saturday. This is a guy that he had about $45,000 to $55,000 a month on average, and he was consistently paying well over $1,300 a month every single month just to simply take a credit card. Okay, and I reduced his bill to $224 flat. That's the only thing he was paying. And so what he did, his top mechanic, was like on a Saturday, they had customer appreciation day, balloons, and they had music and everything else. And what he was doing was flipping burgers. And hey, if you're a customer, great. Go grab a burger and some chips and a soft drink. And if you're not a customer, hey, great. Go grab a burger, a soft drink, and some chips. And, hey, here's my business card. What kind of car do you have? Are you having any problems? So you're basically networking. You could do business upgrades, okay? You could put the money in your savings, okay? You could pay for your kids' college. It's your money. You could do whatever you want to with it, okay? And so painting a picture with the business owners, okay, on this is their money that they're basically just throwing away, okay, it will be an extreme benefit to each and every one of the people that you're absolutely approaching about this program.
All right. Did you guys lease the terminals on that cash discounting gimmick?
Yes, unfortunately I had to. Yes, I did. Okay. And Ali, what is the situation for the program with Cardex? Are we leasing equipment?
No, we have a no lease in this company. Remember, everything we
that
do
is unbelievable.
So basically this terminal, what it is $35 a month to month. That's it. Now again, guys, if you look at the terminal, here's what comes with Cardex. And if you click in the box, I use this so much in my selling, it's not even funny. This is what comes in the box. We call it Cardex in a box. They get the Getting Started book. They get the terminal. They get free supplies. They don't have to buy paper. They get the signage, okay? And this is what I use, is the box that this terminal comes in, okay? It's a custom-made box for Cardex. Think about it. When you order something from Amazon or Apple, what is the only color you see on a cardboard box?
Black.
That's it. Cardex, I'm telling you guys, they spent tremendous amount of money to get the box and these things in white. And this is what I tell the customer. If this company is willing to go to this extent for their box, let's think about what they do as far as taking care of you. And this is selling the sizzle. One of our new reps, the same guy who didn't know our guarantees. Jim, you're still on the call?
I'm here.
Okay. What was the email you sent me after your first, and Jim is new with us, guys. How long have you been with us? 2-3 months?
About 2.5 months.
2.5 months. So you had one of your accounts installed by Cardex. What was the email that you sent me?
You're talking about the startup?
The email you sent me about Cardex on your account.
That they did a fantastic job of signing up the new customer.
Signing up a new customer?
Yeah, you're talking about LEI Homes?
I'm talking about training they provided you. The training that they provide the customer.
Oh yeah. They did a really great job of training the customer when they came on new. As a new customer.
Yeah, they really do. When a new customer, they're boarding. I mean, think about it. They take care of everything. You just do the application. They do the shipping. They do the training. They do the installation. They take care of the customer support. And they really do a great job. And again, this picture shows it. But again, going back, let me stop the recording.